Hey everybody, it's Charlie from... Wow, these controls are all over the place. It's Charlie from DM Sound, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Aston Martin DBX and its 14-speaker audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, and controls, and speaker locations, and then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear in the driver's seat. Now, before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. This, for you keen-eyed observers, is not just any Aston Martin DBX, as if there were just any Aston Martin, but this is the 707 version. So that much more special, that much more powerful, that much more blue. But still coming with this 14-speaker sound system engineered with Harman and Samsung to create a great listening experience for anyone in the cabin. So if you do want to see more on the DBX in general, check the link below for my review. I've also got a members-only sound test, not a conventional one, but a little bit of behind the scenes, a little bit of extra footage on our evaluation of the system. And you can see even more reviews from Chris Brower at Topher Drives, Tom at Tedward, and the Topher over there. They're all shooting out here as well. But if you want to see any of those, check the link below. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality roll-into binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory default, so let's take a look at those now. A nicely built into the dash infotainment screen here, but it is not a touch screen. All the controls done either with this trackpad or this rotary knob down here. We're already in the media screen, so I'm going to take this rotary knob over to the right and go down to sound. Now, to be fair, I don't think there's a reset to reset all these sounds to their factory defaults, but we do have a few adjustments, and I've tried to make them flattened out, if you will. So first off, we have treble, mid-range, and bass with the equalizer. Let's go through those. A good range of adjustability there, but I am disappointed to not see a 5 or a 9-band equalizer here in a car that costs as much as this does. It'd be nice to be able to fine-tune your music a little bit more, but you do have those 3 adjustments. Then below that, you have adjustment for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance control. Back, we have automatic volume adjustment, so as you get going faster and there's more ambient noise, elements of the music will lift up. We're going to leave that off to retain the fidelity of the original recordings. And then lastly, sound profiles. We have driver, all seats, rear, and surround sound. I'll go through all those once this next song picks up. Most of the testing is going to be done in all seats or driver. That's going to be the best experience for the person sitting right here. But obviously, if you wanted to focus for rear seat passengers, you have those. The surround sound is pretty echoey, and it's going to destroy the fidelity of original recordings, but some people might like those maybe for a live recording, for example. So let's go through these. We're on all seats right now. Here's driver. Now it sounds like the sound's coming right from in front of me. And then rear. There's still some sound up here, but it's focused on the rear seats. And then surround. You can hear that echo in there. And that's all you've got for audio adjustments. I will say, it does have a learning curve to get familiar with the system, and I have made errant track changes and mistakes before, so something to keep in mind. For audio inputs here in the DBX, we have, making our way, let's see, back, and then up to audio sources. We have Bluetooth, we have an actual SD card slot in there, something you don't see too often anymore. 2 USB-A ports down there in the center. Support for Apple CarPlay, but no Android Auto. And then we have, for radio, if we go, what's the best way to do this? Radio. We've got Sirius XM, HD radio for AM and FM. So what does that mean you're missing? Well, there's no USB-C ports, no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack, but other than that, not the end of the world. Oh, and like I said, no Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay. For audio controls here in the DBX, you've got a volume scroller right in here. Now, keep in mind sometimes you can accidentally move things around with the center touchpad area while you're adjusting volume, but you can push on that to mute, so that's nice. You also have volume buttons on the right side of the wheel. For track selection, this is where you're a bit limited. You have to use this little track control button right here, or be in the proper media screen and use swiping. I do think there is a way to bring up a media menu up here in the gauge cluster and then cycle through tracks, but I admittedly haven't been able to do it. You'd think these two buttons right here would adjust your tracks, but it doesn't seem that way. We haven't we're not necessarily experts here, so we haven't found a way to do that. I'd be really surprised if there weren't some way to do that. Speaker locations. As I said, this is a 14 speaker system. Starting in the bottom left here, you've got a door woofer 1, mid-range 2, tweeter 3, mid-range up in the center 4, 5, 6, 7 over on the other side. Coming into the back, we have 8 woofer, probably wood woofer mid-range actually, and then 9 tweeter, 10, 11 on the other side. Up here behind the passengers, 12, 13 mid-rangers, and then up underneath the floor in here, if you'll excuse the Gran Turismo, we've got a subwoofer. You're not gonna be able to see, but you can feel it under there, making 14. All right, I'm gonna get this stuff put away, and we're gonna head out on the road. it is refreshing to be in a system that, yes, is in a car that costs a lot, but because of that, you can tell that no holds were made for the speaker quality or the tuning time. It really feels like a system that was done well and with passion, and ultimately by a group of engineers who know what they're doing and are oftentimes limited by bean counters, essentially, and maybe other aspects of the vehicle. But in this vehicle, no, you got high quality materials to work with, you got plenty of time, tune it, make it right. With this system, we're hearing a lot of good balance, a lot of good blend. I will say that the treble is high for me. When I was listening to the system, testing it out, I dropped treble 2 or 3 clicks. The system is just bright in my ears. But overall, pretty powerful and well balanced. But speaking of power, for this next track, we'll turn the bass all the way up and see how it sounds. Oh, wow. I am feeling that in my chest in a way that I have not felt bass in a long time. That's really, really good. I am very satisfied with that. My thoughts on the 14 speaker system here in the Aston Martin DBX. Hey, a top tier car like this deserves a top tier sound system, and you can tell they really gave that to this car. I've appreciated listening to my music. Does it have a few weaknesses in that upper range tuning? Yeah, like I said, I'd bring the treble down a little bit. The surround doesn't sound too fantastic, but it sounds like a car befitting a 6-figure price tag. So it's just barely squeaking in at an S tier. Not anything necessarily class leading, but again, fitting for the price. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the car or any other systems we test, check the links below, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always, drive on.